It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The nobody?
That nobody is John Wick.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you. Always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bro.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is. This is the John Wick Minute, where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate John Wick 1 minute at a time. I'm Samuel.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Steven.
And today we are going to be talking through minute 19 of John Wick, the first. And it begins with Aurelio, the chop shop owner, answering John Wick's question that he asked him in the previous minute of if his car is here. And it ends with Aurelio punching Yosef in the face. So, a little bit of action.
Technically,
Oh, we have some action, I guess, but
technically it ends with the gun pointed at his head, which we will get to.
True.
We're not going to go into the gun yet, but
true.
yeah.
He does. That's true. So this is one of my favorite minutes. I won't lie, because you really get the sense here now. John Wick's a bad boy. Things are not good for everybody right now. So Aurelio, he tells John Wick it was here, which is a good answer, right? it was a good answer, because if it's still, well, actually a better answer might have been it's still here. We didn't chop it up. Have your car back. But obviously, as we move throughout this minute, we'll talk about. But it was, and then it does like this flashback to Aurelio having the conversation with Yosef, and it is quite the conversation. I have lots to say about it, but I'll let you guys jump in here because
I just think it's I like the way they juxtapose the flashback of Yosef and his guys and talking to John about it. Like, it's the same location, but it's two different times, and we're going back and forth between.
It's another flashback within a flashback.
Well, there's that.
There's a lot of those in this movie.
Yeah. Aurelio does say that it is Vigo's son. So we first hear Vigo's name, who ends up being obviously a big player in this film.
Right.
But we don't see him, so we're not doing IMDb yet.
No, but
Not to
can we
mention, I don't know.
IMDb the henchman who pulls the gun on him?
So I'm not. Well, that was Gregory.
Oh,
who we've already talked
we
about.
did discuss him already.
Yeah, he killed the dog.
Yep, you're right.
So we know that. So he mentioned Joseph and whatever his last name was. Because obviously John Wick doesn't know who Joseph is, but he hears the last name
And
makes
that's
the
how he knows
connection.
Vigo's son.
This must be Aurelio's son.
Vigo.
Or Vigo's
Good
son.
grief,
Aurelio's
you and
son.
names, dude.
Vigo's son.
First
Everyone's just
Aurelio.
Aurelio now.
First Aurelio shows his face to John Wick. Then it's his Aurelio's son.
Listen, Aurelio is a cool name, and it's the one I want to keep saying.
Just
I
a
don't
lot of
care about these other
Aurelios.
guys. So wait a minute.
It's like I am. It's like I am
and
Spartacus.
not having a Hispanic person do Luigi.
That was 2 minutes
Because
ago.
he was a Hispanic person
Okay,
who
Who
was
played
but-
Luigi? Yes, we
but
know
here's
they're
the
supposed
thing.
to
not
be
Italian. Yes, yeah.
His name is Aurelio. That's Italian. That's not Hispanic. Aurelio. So
I don't know
he's
for
a
sure.
Hispanic guy playing an Italian in this,
I don't know.
and he's complaining
That's
about
what he did in Mario too.
being a Hispanic playing an Italian. I'm just saying, he's doing
Anyway.
it twice. He's doing it twice. He's a Hispanic playing an Italian. Too funny. So the conversation between him and Yosef is fantastic because he has this panic moment. Okay, so I'll agree with Steven's word of shocked from a couple days ago because he kind of has a mini panic a mini panic moment here, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Get out of my shop! Get out of that shop with my car or with that car! Like, I don't want you guys here!" Like, and Yosef obviously is like completely confused. Like, what the crap, man? But as always, Yosef thinks everything's about him and personal, so he just thinks that Aurelio's not respecting him, and he just
Yeah.
doesn't want to do what he's saying. Well, that as we come to find out, that is not why. So Yosef like calls him out and says, "We own you." And this also, as you watch this movie, you learn that Yosef really has some entitlement issues here
yeah.
that his daddy doesn't think he should have either. Like
He likes
it's
to write checks that he cannot cash
yeah, that
because
he thinks
he's
he could
trading
write
on
for
his
daddy.
he's trading on his daddy's name, and he
Hunter
does
Biden.
not.
What?
Yeah,
Ooh.
he does. Oh my!
Again, straight off YouTube. We're gone now.
He does not have the. I don't even think he has the financing of Hunter Biden. But anyway,
Ooh.
he does not have the cred to trade on his daddy's name like he tries, which gets him socked in the mouth.
Now, well, granted though, like there is only one reason that Aurelio can get away with punching him in the mouth, right? Like if it were for any other reason, Aurelio would be done, and Aurelio wouldn't have done it because like Aurelio is obviously not a dumb guy.
Right.
You know, he's been dealing with these crime lords forever. He knows how to play the games and he knows how to stay alive. So, you know, the fact that Yosef says we own you, and what's interesting here is Aurelio. He doesn't actually. I think it's sometimes tempting in your mind to play this scene as if he's like hesitant to do what he does, but that actually is not at all on his face. Like,
No.
he legitimately gets peeved that Yosef said that. Yosef, like, Aurelio has no qualms about turning around and about to do what he's about to do. Like, he's premeditatively about to do this. Now, he has to clear one more thing up, though. Is John Wick dead? And you can tell it's actually kind of a hopeful, like,
Yeah.
you kill him or what? You know, like, tell me the story. I'm gonna laugh it up with you. Like, please tell me you killed him. Nope, you just jacked his dog up. Oh my gosh! Like, that's it's like Russell Crowe or Kurt Russell in Tombstone. It's like, I am the storm. So
He definitely. I love his fake laugh before he punches him.
yeah,
He's like,
It's crazy stuff, man.
Smack. Whiplash.
I forgot. There's one more car, by the way, real quick. They're standing in front of a maybe mint green. The color grading is again very bluish, but it's a Mercedes, 2014, and I don't know what this means, but CLA 250 Sport C117. I know nothing about Mercedes,
expensive. That's
Probably.
what it means.
but that's the last car that I have for the shop.
Cool. Well, then we get to see him punch Yosef in the face. Sam's rubbing off on me.
which you really learn here that yes, Yosef probably does have some daddy protection, right? But John Wick is more. Like Aurelio has more protection by John Wick. Not that John Wick's gonna like vengeance him or whatever, you know, but like he knows that he can punch Yosef because Yosef has crossed John Wick. Like that.
Yeah, because so
he
he does make it clear he doesn't work for Vigo. He works with Vigo because in reality he probably works with multiple different entities. In
well,
the
he
criminal
does say, "I
underworld.
work for your dad."
No, he says
he
I work
doesn't.
with.
I work
He
with
says
your
I
father.
work with your
Oh,
father.
does he say with? Okay, yeah.
He makes that
Okay.
very clear before he starts joking
Yeah,
about him
nobody
jacking up the dog.
owns me.
Right, exactly. And so he does have his own place of respect on top of the fact that he understands, okay, Vigo's gonna understand.
Right.
It's like Vigo will be more understanding than John if I take this car. So we
Allow
get
me
to see...
to be the first to punch you. Your dad will do it later.
Yes.
Yeah. And then John Wick.
So we get to see the first handgun of the film. Actually, Is that right? I feel
Took
like I missed
19
one.
minutes.
I feel like I missed one in the evening when they break into his house, but
I
did
don't
they
think they
pull
had
a gun
guns.
on him? I don't think they do. In my mind, I think when I replay that scene in my head, he has a gun on him. But I don't. I'd have to go back and watch it. But either way, this
I don't think
this
they had
first time
guns.
we see Gregory's gun for sure, because it's the only time this gun appears in the film. This is a Beretta 92 FS, and it is chambered in 9mm, threaded barrel, all that fun stuff. Your standard Beretta, kind of similar to the M9. I'm not actually sure what the difference is, but you also see like this model version of gun in Stargate a lot, because it was at one point in time used in the military as like standard duty pistol.
Yeah.
Italian make,
So,
very popular handguns.
not pretending to be Hispanic.
Nope.
It's Latinx now.
Oh boy. We're just asking for it this week.
I'm sorry. Also, I'm not gonna lie to you. If any of these background extras ever listen to our podcast and are like, why didn't they mention my name? It's because there were too many of you, and IMDb just can only go so far. So
And
there are
most of the time, names are not associated with pictures on IMDb
Right.
if you're a
So
small
there
background
are-
character.
there are extras in the back. We see you. You do great work. I'm sorry.
Lo
I'm not looking up your
sientos,
names.
mi amigos.
Goodness.
Funny.
Yeah. But there are a bunch of other guys working in the shop, and they've all turned around to see the spectacle now. So
Yeah.
Well, a crime boss's son just got punched in the face.
And he dropped
yeah.
like a rock. You can
Well,
tell
it's 'cause
he's
he's
a
a
pampered,
pansy.
silver spooned.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
talks all tough, but this is what I wanted. So, like he's like writing daddy's checks, right? Or writing checks to the daddy. What's really funny, because he has this mentality, is Shaq, which everybody should know who that is. He's famous for saying, when my kids say we're rich,
Yeah.
he says,
Like,
I tell them, no,
no, I'm
we're not
rich."
rich. I'm rich. You don't have anything.
Yep.
Like, it's wonderful because that's a good mindset. Like, kids, listen, like, I'm gonna provide you all opportunities because I'm your father and I love you, but this is my money. Like, you go get a job. Like,
Otherwise, you turn out like poor Yosef here.
Yep.
yeah, you turn out like Yosef
Spoiled, entitled, and it leads to you stealing a car and getting shot
and
in the
dead
head.
And dead.
dead.
The moral of the story: don't be a selfish, entitled brat.
Moral of the story: get a job.
Yeah. Roll. In another universe, Yosef gets a job flipping burgers at McDonald's, grows up to be a contributing member of society, never steals a car, and doesn't die.
That's lame.
I don't think flipping burgers at McDonald's is going to get you a '69 Mustang, though. So of any sort, not to mention the boss, whatever it was.
I don't know. What did
329,
you do when you bought your Mustang?
I was selling glasses. I was getting commission.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
It was it was my best
And it
paying
was
job.
not
that I had
a
at the point.
and it was not a
It wasn't a nice Mustang.
I was gonna say, if you lived with mommy and daddy and you like made, I think they get like 17 an hour now, you could afford a Mustang.
17?
Some of them,
you could
yeah.
afford a Mustang, not
Yes.
Not that
Again,
Mustang.
not that one.
this
Right.
Mustang.
Well, and also without going ridiculously into debt, if you have great credit and get a nice Mustang at a low payment, you're still, that doesn't count.
Any Mustang's a nice Mustang, except for the new ones. But
No.
No, mine was not a
No.
nice.
yours was a nice Mustang.
It was an okay Mustang.
Right. It wasn't like
Okay.
super high end, but it was still a nice car because it was a Mustang. There's a certain level of niceness.
If I could do it over again, I wouldn't
Mustangs
have bought it.
are the poor man's sports car. You realize
They
that,
are.
right? Like,
They are.
Okay. That doesn't mean it's not
they're
a
like,
nice
I can't
car.
actually own a sports car, so I'll buy a Mustang.
I drive an 06
I don't disagree there.
Impala. Not a 69 Impala, an 06 Impala. I would,
67 Impala.
whatever. I would
And
take.
I drive a 2004 Crown Vic. Like,
Right.
I'm an old man.
Okay.
Like,
Still, I would take the Mustang.
That's true. That's fair. Then our sister goes and gets a 2012 Dodge Charger, 1 year newer than my car and
Paints
better.
it hot pink.
Paints it hot pink.
And it's a former cop car, so it's got the turbo.
It was very nice for under the hood anyway.
Yeah.
Such a waste all around.
Actually, she that's what John ends up driving later in the movie, I think. Same year. I think.
A 2012 Charger?
I think.
Cool.
Anyway.
Moving on. That's all I have for this minute.
Yep.
It's one of my favorites because it really establishes a lot of stuff at once.
Starts to build up.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
You establish there's a crime. You establish there's a daddy crime boss.
A
You
daddy
establish
crime
that
boss.
John Wick. You establish that there is something to John Wick that is wow.
Mhm.
You establish that Aurelio has his own domain. He's not just a lackey, to your point, Seth.
Yep.
You learn that Yosef's a pansy, like he always is, and he has to have all his henchmen do his work for him. So there's a lot that happens in this 60 seconds. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
anyway, that's all I got. I guess we will see everybody tomorrow for the next episode of the John Wick Minute.
So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posters and we ain't got nothing to hide. We move forward like soldiers.